Hello, my loves. Welcome back. My name is Antonio McNeil, your favorite Gen Z realtor, entrepreneur, hustler, and go-getter. Welcome back to my channel, dedicated for all aspiring Gen Z and Gen Y millennials looking to take their businesses to the next level. Also, all real estate related videos going over how to buy, sell, and invest in your own real estate, starting in your 20s, just like me. And if you are looking for similar videos like today's video, I would love for you to please like and subscribe. Also, click that notification bell button so you can get updates on when my new videos drop. I plan to post 3 videos a week, so you will not be disappointed in all the education that you will be getting from this channel. Thank you for watching, and again, welcome to my channel. And for today's video, we're gonna go over how I made my first $100,000 at the age of 22 in real estate. Now, I say the age of 22, I started in real estate at the age of 19. And let me tell you, those first couple of years of real estate, I was making, compared to what I was making in 22, $100,000, and up. So I'm gonna go over what it took to get to $100,000 and what I personally feel like I did in my career at that time when I was 22 to get to making 6 figures, and then continuing doing that ever since. So the first way that I know I was able to start making $100,000 and get to that point was I found my niches in real estate. In 2018, that was a very pivotal year for me when I turned obviously 22. Realtors have to find their own way of creating business for themselves, especially if you have no broker or agent that's supplying you business, right? So how do you go about finding business? I'm gonna give you an example of some ideas of what we like to call niches in real estate. A niche could be anything from cold calling. It could be back before the pandemic, door knocking on a stranger's door who might be looking to buy or sell a property. Holding open houses, where if your state is still open, you most likely can do an open house and meet people at the house that you are holding open, and then you could get their contact information like that. These are ways that you create business for yourself in real estate, I should say, a niche, right? Now for me, I'll give you my personal niches. I have 3, and I focused on 3. Now, sometimes I dibble and dabble, but I have 3 that I've been using since 2018 that have been very successful for me. And it's been open houses, social media marketing, and then also my sphere of influence, or past clients, I should say. Now, my holding open houses was in California before the pandemic, because here in California now, in recent time, we're not really able to do open houses as easy. But when I had no business, no deals, oh my God, I was calling all the realtors and agents online who had listings, who were not necessarily looking before the pandemic to hold their listing as an open house. So I would be the agent to volunteer. I would like to hold your listing open Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. I was texting agents like every single week to do open houses. And the agents who said, "You are confirmed, you get my listing for this weekend," I would set up the open house. I would bring food, drinks. I would make videos, send them on Facebook a day before the open house. I would pay marketing dollars on social media, Facebook, Instagram, which goes into my second niche. So see, I'm already mixing 2 niches into one. I am doing open houses. I'm scheduling open houses. I'm meeting people through open houses, but I'm also paying advertisement dollars to share the open house to people online, so people can go to my open house. They can hear from it online. That's so profitable. You have to spend money in the beginning, of course, like paying the advertisement dollars. But let's just put it this way. If you go to an open house, you spend, let's just say, $100. $50 for food, drinks, open house signs if you have to, $50 for advertisement on Facebook and Instagram, letting people know when the open house is. You spend $100, you end up meeting a buyer at that open house who ends up buying a house with you 2 months later, and you get a $10,000 check. Did you lose $100 in the beginning? Yeah, but you made $9,000 plus in profit just a couple months later by paying that $100 to do the open house. I mean, it just makes sense. And this is where sometimes people kind of get afraid, especially if you have limited sources of income where you got to spend money to make money. And I know that that's a little challenging for some people. So find ways where you can start saving money now, especially if you're not in real estate. So you can obviously pay advertisement dollars on social media, because that's a really good avenue to take, especially during the pandemic. Zoom calling, video conference calling, a lot of that online stuff that now is really popping for real estate agents. So if you're afraid of cameras, start learning to like yourself, smile more, and just get used to finding a niche. Another niche that I do, a third one, is now going to be all like referral based with my sphere of influence and past clients. So what does that mean is when I have a past client, they close a deal, I stay in contact with that past client. And that strategy alone has given me 4 deals in 2020. And then at that time, there's 5 people that I worked with in 2019 that referred me to people in 2020. So because I was staying up to date with past clients, sending them little thank you cards, gift cards, for their 6-month home anniversary, things like that, they were bringing me business and for 2020. So even though that deal was in 2019 with that past client, I'm still staying active with them because there's a potential deal that they know of that they can refer me to. A CRM is very, very important, especially if you are doing real estate. Now, in the real estate world, a CRM is going to be like a database where you have all of your prospective clients, past clients, sphere of influence, all the resources and people that are looking to buy or sell around you. They're in one database, and you can create tasks, set up appointments, keep yourself organized. You can get CRMs as low as $25 a month, as high as $100. And literally, you add all your clients in there. Anytime you meet a new client, you add them in that CRM. You add a note when you had an appointment with them. How did the appointment go? And then once you, have that CRM, you can make new tasks when you add that client into the CRM for every week, every month. You kind of have like a domino effect with having a CRM. It keeps your mind focused. It keeps you on your toes when it comes to working with your clients. Nurturing the database. Now you have to nurture your database. You can't just add clients, add tasks here or there. It has to be a very calculated and a strategic way if you're trying to make $100,000, right? And me nurturing my database the way that I did really was a stepping stone in me making that much money. So when I started real estate, I started in 2015, at the end of 2015. There was people I was meeting all through 2016 and 2017 who weren't necessarily ready to buy the year I met them, okay? So follow me. There's 4 clients that I had in 2017. I met them at open houses, all of them, okay? All of them, strangers, okay? At that time, I was 20 years old, and they weren't ready to buy that year, but they all bought with me 6+ months after, which was the following year, because what I was doing was I was emailing every week, every month, depending on the client. I would constantly do aggressive follow-up. Every single day, week, or month. It just depended on the client. So the more aggressive you are with your follow-up, the more chances that client's gonna wanna come back to you, even if they're not looking at that moment, because you're taking the time to continue earning their business or trying to fight for their business. You're showing them that because they didn't want to buy just right then and there, you're still wanting to get their business, even if it wasn't like a quick deal for you. You're showing them that you can trust, that they can trust you with the business that they may be giving you, because you're not in it for just the quick money. Even if you feel like you're being annoying, okay, when you continuously hit up a client, because you're gonna do that. You're gonna email people that you talk to, and then 6 months later, after sending them an email every month, they don't even hit you up one time. You're like, why the hell am I even hitting you up? They're reading them. Most of them are reading them. If they're not listening or if they're not responding, they are reading your messages. And I'm telling you, I had one client who did not respond to my emails for 4 months straight, from December 2016 all the way up to March of 2017, and she responded with one email and said, all right, I give up. You're my realtor. You've been doing your job. So even if you feel like you're annoying or you're doing too much, keep pushing that aggressive follow-up, because I'm gonna tell you another thing. The reason why you're pushing and you're following up with that client, most likely they're trying to buy or sell. You're not just hitting them up for no reason. So remember that when you're making those follow-up attempts and you're feeling afraid to do a follow-up again, remember, they want to buy, they want to sell. They may not be in the mood at that time, but they're going to want to buy or sell eventually. It's just a matter of time that they're going to work with you if you stay calm, cool, collective, happy, and consistent. Having a flexible schedule for my salary job, my 9 to 5. Now, I don't advocate quitting your 9 to 5 if you have no source of income or savings, okay? I left my house when I was 17, so I was on my own since I was 17, paying my bills. I lived on my own entirely, paying my own rent, everything, by the time I was 19. So at that point, I had to work a job. I was getting into real estate, but I needed to work a job that had money to pay my rent. Like, I couldn't just base everything off of commission, because if I did, I was gonna be out on my ass the first month I had moved into my new place on my own. So I had a job that was able to allow me to work from 4 in the morning to 11 in the morning. Okay, it was a cleanup gig at a fast food restaurant. From that 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. schedule, I was able to get off of work around 11:30, have some lunch, take a nap, and then wake up and get onto my real estate grind for 4 days out of the week, from 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. I was doing that consistently, and then finally, I was able to save up enough money at that job, because it was a $15 an hour job. It was pretty good pay. I was able to save up $3,000 after working there for a year. I decided to quit my job. Now, I'm telling you this, I don't advise you to quit your job if you don't know how to manage only $3,000 or $5,000, because $3,000 or $5,000, while you may not have that money right now, you may think that's a lot of money. $3,000 or $5,000 may not be a lot of money for you to just quit your job and just rely on that. Only leave your salary job if you have a savings and you have a deal in real estate that is about to pop off. That's my advice to you. If you're thinking, if you want to quit your salary job to focus solely on making 6 figures in real estate, make sure that you know that you have money set aside where you can go full-time in real estate, or that you have a deal that's about to pop up in real estate where you're going to bring in like double the amount that's in your savings, so your savings can build. The bottom line is, as long as you start learning how to save and you start finding ways to manage your work schedule where it's solely dedicated to real estate, where it allows you time to meet clients and make that business happen for you, you're going to be really good making that 6 figures. Another thing is removing toxic people. I would say that was one of the biggest things that helped me make $100,000. I come from a family that's very toxic. Most of them, they've never even made over $30,000. And I say that not to be rude, but my point is when you start making money, especially around people who may have never seen that type of money, people start to become toxic around you, and they don't know how to handle friendships with you or relationships with you anymore, especially family members. They start to become toxic. And for me personally, I started noticing that when I wasn't even making 6 figures, okay? Like around the time I was like 2017, I was making like maybe like 45, 50,000 in real estate. And even that was like making people around me change their tune with me. So I started realizing the more I was hanging out with those people and kind of making some money, they were holding me back, because they were like, oh, you should hang out with us tonight. You should not. F all that. Like, you really want to work, Antonio? You're 21, you're young, and live life. That was literally what people were telling me. Had I listened to those people, I would not have my second property in Palm Springs, making this YouTube video, trying to educate you on being the best realtor that you can be. You see what I'm saying? You probably have people in your life that you probably have to cut off. And I know for me, when I cut those people off, it allowed me to do all the other things I just went over. Creating a database, making those tasks aggressive follow-ups, text messages, emails, calls, weekly, daily, monthly, to all prospective clients looking to buy or sell. Doing it as a constant ritual, 4 days a week, nonstop. I couldn't do all of that consistently if I had those toxic people in my life. That's just my personal feeling, and that's how I work, and that's how I operate. And I feel like if you're able to do that same thing, removing toxic people who are not benefiting you, you are going to be getting that 100K in no time. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I know I didn't go over every single detail on how I made $100,000. So if you do have any more questions about how I made $100,000, things that I may not have gone over in today's video, please, of course, like, subscribe, and comment below on what I can discuss with you in another video. And thank you again so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your week and go be amazing.